Oh, Disney, you're just full of surprises, aren't you? Became a fan of Peter Dinklage around 16 years ago after he had a bit role in a Michael Showalter romantic comedy called The Baxter. It was a small role where he played a gay wedding planner, but I gotta admit, there was just something about the way he said the word apple juice that just resonated with me.
I would love an apple juice.
Mwah! Then a few years later, he ended up doing the whole Throne Games thing, and that was okay, I guess. At least until the 6th season, when the quality of programming just shat the bed completely. Even he admitted to a certain degree that the storytelling made absolutely no sense, and he understood why the fans were upset. That is, until he ended up becoming a mainstay in the Disney movie universe, and after that, the tune changed. It wasn't that the writing went from intellectually stimulating to just cliche and stupid. No, because you see, the fans were racism and were just butthurt because the two whites didn't get to make out on top of the dragon while flying into the sunset, and they just couldn't appreciate the pure symbology of that stupid fucking dragon setting fire to the sword chair. But then on Mark Maron's podcast, he more or less divulged Disney's evil plot, and I gotta admit, it's rather genius. He made a comment on the upcoming remake of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Apparently, this remake is totally different because in this version, Snow White is a Latinx. Or is it Latinx? Or is it Latinx? I don't know. People who were birthed in Mexico. But apparently the dwarves are still dwarves, and this makes Peter Dinklage sad. Take a step back and you'll see what you're doing here. This makes no sense to me. You're progressive in one way, but you're still making that fucking backwards story about 7 dwarves in a cave together. What the fuck are you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough, end quote. What cause? I mean, I've been aware of this dude's existence for 16 years, and I have no fucking idea what cause he's apparently fighting. But his words were so meaningful and so powerful, so moving, that Disney, his ever so brave employer, made the gesture and had this to say. To avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, we are taking a different approach with these 7 characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community, for we look forward to sharing more as the film heads into production after a lengthy development period. This is essentially Disney saying, we paid Peter Dinklage a fuck ton of money to represent the entire dwarf community to shit all over one of our most beloved IPs and are using him as an excuse to completely rewrite Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs to make it more politically inclusive. You know what, Disney? You're absolutely right. We do need a fresh new take on Snow White, but you know what? You shouldn't make Snow White a Spanish Latinx Mexican from Mexico. It doesn't snow there. You just confuse all the Latins who don't know what snow is. They'll just think you're referring to mountains upon mountains of cocaine. And you don't want to upset a Mexican when it comes to cocaine because we all know how they get. Might as well just follow the tried and true method and just make Snow White a Chinese. You already work for China anyways, so you might as well just stick with the old formula that works, you know? But you can't have an Asian Snow White because that's white and white's just another version of racism. You know what? I got it. Let's name her Yellow Snow. Watch out where the furries go as you go all the way to the bank and they eat your yellow snow. See what I did there? And as for the 7 dwarfs, yeah, I agree. It's time to retire that old trope. Let's just get 7 regular-sized folks. You know, just 7 regular-sized lady dudes. You know, we'll make one of them a white. He'll either be stupid or angry. We can laugh at him because all white people are just a bunch of angry, stupid, dumb shit racists. Let's get a couple of 6'4" blacks in there. We'll make them identify as trans midgets so we don't actually have to pay them as midgets. Let's get one Latinx Spanish with a sombrero. And let's get that bearded lady dude from Dr. Phil, too. Just cut off her legs, make it an artificial dwarf. That way you can tap into the lucrative mutilation identification market. Those guys have not been getting enough representation. People who are purposefully cutting off their legs so they can feel marginalized. I'm telling you, baby, where their legs get cut off is where the money starts, booby. And, let's get an Indian in there, too. Yeah, I mean, they could either be the curry eaters or the buffalo eaters. I mean, who cares? They're practically the same shit. shit anyways. Just get a big fat Samoan to round everything out. Now you can call it Yellow Snow and the multicultural ethnic trans squad take on the racisms. And boom, you just lost $97 million at the box office. There's no need to thank me, Disney. I'm just doing God's work.